watching T2T Boxing.
This is Tommy Watt for T2T Boxing and IFL TV. I'm here joined by Duco Promotions promoter Dean Lonergan. We've just announced the Gary Corcoran fight is very close to being finalised, and we're going to be here at the Brisbane Convention Centre. First of all, what are your thoughts on, say, that fight?
Look, it's an entertaining fight. Gary fights, we looked very carefully around the WBO top 15 rankings to find a fighter that we thought would be a good, tough fight and we thought would be entertaining. And we found one in Gary Corcoran. And if you have a look at his fights, he comes forward. His nickname's the Hellraiser, which means he fights in an appropriate manner. So we're really looking forward to getting him down here, and it'll be a hell of a show. Jeff's always said to me, and Glenn's always said to me, that no matter what you do, let's get tough fights. Well, he's got one, and we'll see how we go. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, so Jeff hasn't really taken, apart from maybe his first couple, he hasn't had an easy fight in his career, really. So he's more than used to these tough battles.
Jeff, the strategy we had from Jeff from day one, with Stuart Duncan, our matchmaker, and Glenn Rushton, obviously his trainer, was that Jeff would progressively have harder and harder fights. So this is going to be a hell of a fight. We're looking forward to it. I know Gary, he's come down from the junior middleweight division down to welterweight, so he'll be a very, very big welterweight. So Jeff's probably the strongest welterweight in the world, and I'm sure Gary Corcoran's going to go close.
Yeah, absolutely. And is there any idea, or have you got any thoughts on who may be on that undercard so far? I know it's very early days.
Look, we've got an undercard that we think we're going to put together, and there's a little bit of adjustment to go. But what we're going to do is put on exciting fights of guys who one day, in the not too distant future, will fight for world titles. And so that's what we're in the business of doing now. Australian boxing is well underdone in terms of exposure. There's a whole lot of talent here, and there's a whole lot of talent should get world title fights, and they're coming up. And there's a whole lot of guys who are going to win world titles, just like Jeff Horn. And I think you'll find that Australian boxing is about to explode on the world scene, and particularly when you get the support like we have from partners such as the Brisbane City Council and of course the Queensland State Government.
Yeah, so we saw, so you managed to bring Manny Pacquiao down to Australia, and anyone who read the papers this morning will see that there's also rumours that another superstar in Conor McGregor has been mentioned as a potential future partner. So has there been any serious discussion, or is that just something that's in the works at the moment?
Look, the Conor McGregor stuff, I've never spoken to Conor McGregor, I've never spoken to Dana White, but Conor McGregor, he made a hell of a splash only, 2 months ago with Mayweather. I thought he accounted for himself pretty well, but there was nothing on the line. It was a belt that they manufactured between themselves, and wouldn't it be great to see if he could take on a contemporary fighter like Jeff Horn and actually fought for a world title? And I'm sure if there was enough money in it for Conor McGregor, there was enough money for Dana White, and if the WBO took enough sanctioning fees and Bob Arum thought it was a good idea, I'm sure we could make it happen in the short-term future, maybe in the long-term future, who knows. One thing I think we can take over the last 2 and 3 years in boxing, never say never. You just never know. And if you go back probably even 1 year ago, if I had told people down here we're a big chance of getting Manny Pacquiao, we're going to put 51,000 people with good government support into Suncorp Stadium, there's going to be massive visitation benefits, there's going to be massive marketing benefits come out of it, people would have said, yeah, right.
Yeah, I think I would have doubted that as well, I think. So, yeah, absolutely anything can happen, and like I say, I think Australian boxing is on the rise, and that fight show there's an appetite for quality boxing.
Well, we're fortunate, we've got magnificent partners down here in the Brisbane City Council, the Queensland State Government, and of course our other sponsors, like Mac and Ubet, Mac Trucks, and Ubet, Oxmart Properties with Phil Murphy, and we've also got a wonderful partner in Bob Arum, who's the most experienced promoter in the world. He's the biggest promoter in the world. He's got access to the biggest stars in the world and one of the biggest broadcast platforms through ESPN. So we've got a really good, you've got a match going on here that sort of marries up with what we're looking for all parties to achieve. And if Bob Arum and Conor McGregor and Dana White one day thought this was a good idea, who knows what could happen.
Who knows indeed. But thanks a lot for your time, Dean. I'll let you get off, and hopefully we'll speak to you soon. We'll say once there's more details, the undercard are confirmed, and we'll go from there.
It's going to be a great night.
Nice one. Cheers, Dean.